Please subscribe, like, and share.
That time of the year again, a time to give and share love because love came down at Christmas. For us here at Jekora, it's also a time to thank God for His grace and mercies and also appreciate our cherished clients for their custom throughout the year. As we celebrate this season, give gifts to our family and friends and show them love. We also entreat you to show some love to the environment. In the midst of our celebrations and all, there will be a lot of refuse generation. We entreat you to act responsibly in handling all this waste. Separate what can be separated and avoid lumping everything together so that we can add value and save the environment at the end of the day. Your paper, plastics and organic waste, if properly separated, can be recycled into other useful products, and all these work together to promote the circular economic agenda that Jekora has been championing since 2012. We will also be grateful if you can pay for your waste management services on time or even in advance, especially in this time of celebration, so that we serve you better. As we celebrate the love, good tidings and peace of the season, we want to take this opportunity to wish all our cherished clients a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We also want to thank all workers of Jekora Ventures Limited for their hard work throughout the year, wishing them also the best of the season. To all our development partners, the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Korle Klote Municipal Assembly, Tema Metropolitan Assembly, Adentan Municipal Assembly, Ilo Krobo Municipal Assembly, and Wejagbawe Municipal Assembly. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Also not forgetting the International Water Management Institute, the Environmental Service Providers Association, Environmental Protection Agency, Safisana, Clean Ghana Army, One Ghana Movement, Invest in Africa, and Footprint Africa. We thank you all for your support throughout the year and wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2020. We also bring special greetings to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, wishing him a Merry Christmas and prosperous 2020. As the President advised in 2017, sanitation is everybody's business, so play your part in keeping Ghana clean and have a Merry Christmas. God bless us all. Official.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Official.
Yeah.
A learning organization and also an innovative one. We try to find innovative solutions to whatever challenges that confront us, especially in our area of operation. Tudu has for some years been a headache when it comes to the sanitation management here. And upon several consultations and ups and downs and several studies and all, we've been able to come up with a solution that we think would work. So today, if we've invited you here to launch that initiative, which we call the Special Collection of Solid Waste within the Tudu and the Mttd Enclave. If this initiative will be successful, it will mean that all of us will have to take part and be active players. We shouldn't expect just the service provider to work alone. We as individuals and shop owners and residents of the area would also have to make sure we are playing our part. And a key part of that is making sure that you pay for the services that are provided, because that will be the fuel for whatever activity is going to go on here. I won't like to talk too much, so we've gathered here, we've invited you here all to launch this initiative. We trust that you all cooperate so that at the end of the day you can celebrate the success together. So on behalf of Jekora Ventures Limited, I want to welcome you all to this very important launch and hope that we all have a fruitful time here to learn and make sure that we go and put to practice whatever we get from here. Thank you all so much, and you're all very welcome.
Thank you all. I think this occasion is one that Ghana is looking forward to. And I know as we've gathered for no other main business but to talk about sanitation. And we all know that sanitation is a shared responsibility. And the launch of this special collection of solid waste is one thing that if we all pay heed and then go by the arrangements, then we, those in Tudu area, we are going to have our environment being sanitized, and that will also push us away from the diseases and other related things that we suffer from in sanitary conditions. And because sanitation is one of the biggest responsibility of assemblies, I think I cannot agree with those who said I should chair, but to accept to chair this occasion for us all to discuss issues very well to the success of this MBC Laudable program. Thank you all for your attendance, and I accept to be with you as the chair for this function.
The members of the high table, our key stakeholders, the shop owners in Tudu, then the residential, the landlords, everybody who is assembled here, not forgetting our partners from the media. On behalf of the management and staff and then the workers of Jekora Ventures, permit me to wish ourselves, all of us, a happy new year. We are in the first month of the year, and we had some holidays, but some of us were working at Jekora Ventures. We never had holidays because that's when you produce a lot of waste and we were working. We enjoy the work we do. This particular launch today that we are undertaking is part of a process that we started some 4 or 5 months ago. Some of us seated here would be aware that last year, September, October, November, we came around and then we did some public education, and then we had some interactions with the landlords, some of the shop owners, and this particular thing that we were doing, we didn't do it alone because we are agents of the Polyclotting Municipal Assembly. Equipment would always be here at your beck and call. They will not go anywhere. We don't take them anywhere to serve your needs. In our interactions with you, we got feedback that in your shops, you don't have spaces for the big containers to be placed there. When we go, you close and you go away. You don't have secure places to place the containers so that the following day you come and meet them. These are challenges that you face, amongst others. We, as a proactive service provider, an innovative one, we need to find solutions to those challenges. And this is what we have thought around, consulting you during last year when we were doing the registrations, and we think we should give it a trial. Within the dispensation that we have, under the feed and performance-based refuse collection service, there are 3 key stakeholders. The owners of the waste assembly, we are collaborating with. Now we are a private company, but we are a private company delivering services within the sanitation and public health space. So it's not like we are selling commodities. We are mindful of the special needs of the collective health that we all have to live in. Now you also, the generators, generating the waste, you have the responsibility to ensure that the environment within which you work and trade and then live is also maintained at a certain acceptable standard fit for human habitation. Now, the challenges that have been associated with Tudu always being declared as an area where it's always filthy. It is something that in the next few months, we must bring it to an end. And we, as a key stakeholder, will need to collaborate with you also as the generators, playing your roles, making your waste accessible to us. As for the equipment, they are not going anywhere, like I said. It's a working day, it's a busy day. We are very grateful that at least we have these numbers listening. but I will not bore you with so much stuff. I'll pause here. There are others who would also speak on other aspects of the launch. Thank you very much.
I'd like to first say thank you very much to Jekora. Every time we're doing a cleanup, you're always on board to support us. And to be very honest, there have been times when you've actually helped us and you've done it pro bono, and we want to say thank you. We want to use a public platform to say thank you for that. I would also like to congratulate all the recently elected assembly members and unit committee members. This is part of your work. Jekora cannot do it all. The assembly has a very important role with regards to what happens in the community. You have to decide what the priority areas are, so that when the decisions are taken at the municipality, when we have the meetings, it is driven by what your needs are. We don't take decisions in isolation. As you know, as a member of parliament, I'm also a member of the assembly. Without voting power, but a member nonetheless. And Tudu is one of the places that has been on our hearts, because we all know the issue with the drainage system. And I'm so glad, I'm just speaking to one of our friends over here, and he's mentioned the fact that as part of the program, desilting is going to happen. But if I may, perhaps suggest that we also look at segregating our waste, so that the organic waste that's coming from the market, the fruits and the vegetables and things, can be put into a different section so that we can make compost with it. That way we are not throwing everything away. Some things we can reuse. Some of it can even be used for biogas, for, you know, giving people like fire for their cooking and everything. So let's look at how we can perhaps coordinate our activities, so that not everything is just taken away. Some of it can be reused and changed form to help the community. And one of the important things is if we can separate the organic waste, then we can perhaps get the assistance of Jekora, because I know that you do that as well, so that we can use it either as manure, because people are buying this, because now people are gardening in the cities, or to use it as biogas for fire. So you don't have to buy LPG. You can also use the gas from the rotting organic produce to also have your fire. So it means the community is also producing things to help itself. So I would really appeal to the assembly members and the unit committee members, please take an active role. It is not only when we are having meetings that you have a role to play. You have an active role, and when you identify the problems, please bring pressure to bear upon the municipality so that things that are important to you can be addressed. Because unless you tell us exactly what your issues are, we can't lay out a proper plan that will influence you properly. The other thing as well is, as a community, we can't always say that somebody else should come and sweep for us. We know that when we finish, we should not throw our things on the street. So let's also ensure that we are taking that upon ourselves. That responsibility that says that we belong to this community, we don't want it to be dirty, so we will not throw our rubbish on the street. We must ensure that within our own selves as a group, we are doing that. So that at the end of the day, because in the morning it gets swept, so somebody is cleaning already. And I believe Jekora is doing that. But Jekora is not, I like you're shaking your head. All right. I think it's a collaboration, which means that we must do our part, Jekora must do their part as well. Because they're going to clean does not mean that we should throw rubbish around. So we have our part to play, because sanitation is something that we all have a role to play. It's not just somebody else sitting somewhere that has that duty. We must take it upon ourselves. Our children and our everyone. When you finish drinking water, don't throw the sachet water in the drain. Because when the rain comes, the sachet water does not dissolve. It remains there. And every time we throw something, it adds up. Once the drains are desilted, we have a responsibility to make sure that the drains are kept clean and clear. Which means that whenever we have the sanitation day, we must all make sure that we are cleaning our environment. But not just on the sanitation day, as a daily affair. Please, it's important that we keep the place clean, so that we can stay healthy, so that our children are not getting sick from things that they should not be getting in 2020. It's a new year. I really appeal to all of us to make sanitation the top of our priority list. Because if we have the best hospitals and we all have our medical NHIS cards, but we have an environment that is not keeping us healthy, none of it matters. So let's take control of that. And if we are doing our part, we also hold Jekora to account for where they are supposed to do this. And that way we keep a clean community and we can keep healthy. I thank you all very much, and I wish you all a happy new year. May the Lord protect and keep us safe throughout this year. This is an election year. Please let us not encourage people who are going to bring violence around. Let's ensure we have a peaceful community, because whether elections come or go, Tudu remains. And Tudu is made up of all of us. Let's not encourage people who will come here and create problems and create violence in our community. Let us think of our children. Let's think of tomorrow. And remember that elections are not meant to destroy. Please, let's start working towards a peaceful 2020 so that a year from now, we will come and meet and we can thank the Lord that things have gone well, and we can look at each other and say that we're mature in the way we handled ourselves, and we give thanks. Thank you so very much.
And here, we are showcasing the goods that are of value, that have been extracted from what we think is with when we going around and creating problems for it. They are made using simple technology. What you see here is called briquettes. This briquette is made from organic waste, separated as well. We insist that the separate as well, because when you mix it becomes contaminated and you cannot get it from it. The technology we use is very, very expensive. But we want to just and it is standard from the fees that we are paying. There's no access. It is also useful because it replaces the wood, the trees that we have in the forest. It makes the public communities and trees that are grown from using the chemical supply. And moving going further, it's not only from organic waste, you can hold it. Because I'm a waste management person, it's a mixture of the liquid waste, and then solid organic waste segregated as soil. The sunlight is going to saturate to the water, and then we use temperature, controlling temperature, and all the germs die in after 30 days to 90 days maximum. You have it cured, and it is extremely useful to even reclaim money and then also grow crops. And this is from what otherwise people would come and take a crop, and then dies, then fuel, spare parts, go and throw it at the landfill and create more greenhouse gases as well. That's when we apply ourselves diligently. It doesn't involve us spending so much extra. Just the attitude state, and then doing the right thing, separate your this and so, and work on community. It creates a lot of jobs also for the youth. It has impact in agro-forestry and also urban vegetable cultivation. To produce something with solar wind and strong, we go less to the hospitals, the bedding stress on NHIS cases. All of these benefits from something otherwise that we call waste that's creating problems, health problems for us. And this is the same thing. I know you know this. This is the same thing that it is in powder form. The formulations are that are set to it. There are some farmers, there are some of cultures who need it in fertilized form, especially when you are transporting for long distances. Some also need it in the powder form. So we have packaged to suit the needs of the market.
This is a mini bowler taxi. In fact, it's between the Aboboya and the normal bowler taxi. And we chose this because of the traffic situation within this area, accessibility, the volume of waste that is generated, and then cost. This is a ton capacity vehicle. The payload is 3 1.2 liter capacity engine and then 22 horsepower. With 3 ton, that is about 3,000 kilograms. Now, if a shop is producing, let's say, 50 kilograms per day, we hope to service about 60 shops per trip. So the two to be about 120, and then we could go 4 times because of where we sent the refuse.
Thank you very much. Appreciate God and soul. Back to our seats, please. Let's go back to our seats. We are going to wrap up the program. Let's go back to
With 3 ton, that is about